Good evening. This is a regular meeting of the Historic Preservation Commission for September 19th, 2024. Notice has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by posting a copy of the notice on the first floor of the municipal building and sending a copy to the Montclair Times, Star Ledger, and Herald News. The meeting agenda is available on the Montclair website, as is a link to the township's YouTube channel, where the meeting can be viewed live or after the fact. The meeting is also being televised on Channel 34. The first order of business tonight is the roll call.
Good evening, everyone. Chair Bennett is not present. Vice Chair Graham.
Present.
Mr. Reimnitz is not present. Mr. Rooney is not yet present. Mr. Sweeney.
I'm here.
Mr. Giuliano is present. Mr. Pierre is present. Mr. Mixer is present, and Ms. Floyd is present. And Mr. Smolin is present.
Great, thank you. So the next item of business is the approval of the minutes for August 22nd, 2024. Did anybody have any changes?
I have a change to the header.
Okay. Was that submitted previously? Or was that your change?
Yeah, no, my change. It says July 25th at the top, so
Good
I'm just
catch.
going to change it.
Okay. All right, not hearing any changes. Do we have a motion to approve as amended?
Motion to approve as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? I abstain. And Mr. Mixer, I believe you have to abstain as well, so, okay. All right. Next item of business, we have a resolution for application 2024-22, 349 Bloomfield Avenue, block 3206, lot 2, storefront signage application. Were there any changes to the resolution? Not hearing any changes, I will ask for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And abstentions? I have to abstain.
I abstain.
All right, moving right along, we're now in the public comment section of our meeting. Would anyone from the public like to come to the podium and make a comment? Please.
If I get this okay. Good evening. William
evening.
Scott, 23 Cedar Avenue. I'm interested in the CLG grant update, so I'm not sure if I should ask the questions before or wait for the update. But if I only have an opportunity to speak now.
I don't believe we're going to be taking questions on the discussion topic, so if you would like to ask a question,
Sure.
we would be willing to hear it now.
Okay, great. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I guess over the years, there's been requests by the Historical Preservation Commission, basically from 2021, 2023, and 2024, requesting grant money for the Upper Montclair Commuter Area, Part 2. I believe there was another one for the same area, Part 1. And then there was a general grant request for the Upper Montclair Commuter Area in general. In total, those grant requests came to about $105,000. I'd like to know how many properties have basically been certified through that grant process is one question. And how many of those properties are in the RO and ROA zoning area of the Township of Montclair?
ROA. At this time, do we have an answer to that? We don't, do we? We may need to address that at a future meeting. I don't have that information. Do you know if that information is being looked into?
Yeah, I would just have to check online, and I can get back to you
Okay.
if you.
Because I believe there's several hundred properties that fall into those grant requests, and I'd like to understand what number of those several hundred requests have been certified.
Could
Because,
you clarify what you mean by certified?
well, certified as
Like
state,
designated?
yes, state designated properties.
State or local? Because the local designation, I believe, would have to be approved by the council. The state and national designations would already have been completed.
Okay, but and correct me if I'm wrong now, because I'm not 100% sure. The grant funding is basically at a state level, okay, according to the way the grant is being requested.
The funding's at the state level, yes.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So, once I've determined the number of properties that have been involved in that, it's interesting because those properties are also a part of areas that are not permitting certain type of housing, senior housing, supportive housing, veterans housing. And that's, if we're about to approach the next 10-year obligation for affordable housing within the township of Montclair, we need to understand what properties or what areas of town would be supportive of the additional housing needs moving forward for the township of Montclair. So I think it's important that we understand our positioning with the different types of zoning.
Absolutely, and I believe by 2026, we have to redo the master plan, so that will probably be a significant discussion topic as well.
And just my understanding, because I was at the state approval of the ACE, I think it was the A40 obligation law from Governor Murphy, which is going to put in place the required obligations for, I think, all the towns throughout the state of New Jersey. But I think that process starts in January of 2025.
I believe that's correct, the affordable housing requirement, yes. And I believe on the planning board, we're working on that as well
Okay.
with
All
Ms.
right.
Talley.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other comments from the public? Okay, with that, public comment is closed. We have no, I apologize. I missed committee reports. I will address, we had 5 committee reports from the Minor Application Committee at the August 29th meeting. Application 2024-26, 22 Valley Road. Application for Board of Education signage has received comments to redo the sign in wood or wood composite material and will be submitting a revised signage plan. It is not yet approved. At the September 12th meeting of the Minor Application Committee, application 2024-27, 11 South Fullerton Avenue, new lettering and paint for the canopy for Demal Desi Craft Kitchen. The application is reviewing the violations noted from the previous business owner to ensure that all violations have been addressed. That is not yet approved. Also on September 12th, application 2024-28, 520 Bloomfield Avenue, storefront signage for new bakery, Tous les jours. I hope I pronounced that correctly. They are revising their signage plan to comply with the zoning ordinance and HPC comments. The revised signage plan will be reviewed at the following Minor Application Committee meeting. It has not yet been approved. The Outreach Committee. The Board of Education Administration is following up with Damon Cooper, the interim superintendent of schools, to set up a meeting with the HPC regarding the removal of the Woodman Field ticket booth and the CLG grant. The contract with SHPO has been finalized for the CLG grant for Phase 2 of the Upper Montclair Commuter Area Survey. We are working on getting the appropriate signatures to get the contract executed. Okay, any comments from the commission? Okay, with that, we will move along. We have no old business, so moving to new business. Board of Adjustment Referral, application 2902, 39 Greenview Way, Ally and Scott Simon.
Hello, I'm Courtney Rombo. I'm a licensed architect in New Jersey. I'm here to represent Ally and Scott Simon. Do I get sworn in for this, or is that
I think we
only-
can do that, yes. Can you raise your
Okay.
right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that what you're about to testify to is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Great. And then I think we have to certify credentials Can you just give us your background, please?
I went to Virginia Tech, and graduated with a Bachelor in Architecture, and have been doing architecture since 2004.
And you have a license in New Jersey that's in good standing?
I do.
Okay, we will accept you.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not working. I can just do it.
There's a handheld microphone, if you wouldn't mind using that for your presentation. Thank you.
Does this mouse work? Can I just point to it? Oh, cool. Okay, the house I'm presenting tonight is a ranch house at the corner of Club Road and Greenview Way. The addition we're doing on the back, can I zoom on this? We're doing an addition on the back here that does encroach into the rear yard setback. It's an irregular shaped lot. The ranch house is a typical ranch house with low sloped gable roofs. And the addition we're doing is matching the style of the existing gable in the back, but it's getting a little wider and taller. This is a view of the demo plan showing what's in the back now. And this back wall is going to be removed, and a new gable roof and addition is going to be built in its place. It's going to come out a little bit further. The siding is going to match the existing, the trim of the windows, the fascia, soffits, and the style of the windows and sills will all match the existing house. Does anybody have any questions for me?
That's my job, actually.
Oh.
Have you completed your presentation?
I have.
Okay. Then, yes, we will commence with questions from the commission. Mr. Pierre, do you have any questions? Mr. Giuliano? Mr. Sweeney?
Yes. Just will the exterior materials for the addition be similar to the existing?
It'll match the existing.
Pretty much? Same
Yes.
color, same everything? Same
Yes.
material? Okay, thank you, that was it.
Mr. Sweeney?
Rooney.
Oh, Mr. Rooney.
Okay, you want me to ask you?
It's my first meeting as acting chair, Mr. Rooney, so forgive me. Ms. Floyd?
Actually, Mr. Sweeney asked the questions. No further questions.
Okay, Mr. Mixer?
No questions.
I just have one question. The visibility, it will be visible from the side street, correct?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Let me get to the page that shows that.
But it is set back from the street, if I'm not mistaken?
It is. I'll just do this on mine. I had pictures. Yeah, so you can barely see it. I thought I had a picture showing. You can see it through a break in the bushes here. So if there was no leaves, you'd be able to see it from here. And then you'd be able to see it from here if there was no leaves on the trees. But you can't really see it now.
Yeah, I know we do have to look at it as if there are no leaves on the,
Yeah.
and no foliage, but, yeah, it seems like it's very difficult to even notice from the street. Would you say is that accurate?
That's correct,
Okay.
yes.
Mr. Smolin, any questions?
No, I'll just run through my report maybe quickly.
Sure, should we do, yes, we'll do that, and then we can do comments. So, yes, please do.
Okay. I'll be pretty brief. As the architect described, it's a ranch-style house built in the 40s or 50s, very characteristic of post-World War II New Jersey, as we all know. It's, I think, somewhat atypical that we're seeing an addition off the rear of this style house. More often than not, people go for second-floor additions, and it really changes the style of house. So I think it's commendable. The type of addition that we're doing here, laterally off the back, keeping with the existing style of the house, is good too. Simple, straightforward, lacking ornate details, low-pitched gabled roof. All of that's getting done. Not visible from the street that it fronts upon, minimally visible from the side street. And I think overall it's a consistent, the addition's consistent with the development pattern of that neighborhood, so we're not doing anything obtuse there. And I think you can certainly make a finding that this modest addition is not impacting really any adjacent historic structures, given that the one that we're dealing with tonight, by the way, is not very historic. And all that they're applying for in terms of a bulk variance, correct me if I'm wrong, is 3 to 8 feet in the rear yard. So I don't think that additional bulk being added off the back is doing anything negative aesthetically.
Thank you. With that, we'll, I forgot to ask if there's any questions from the public. Okay, public, we'll close the public question section. Mr. Pierre, do you have any comments? Mr. Giuliano?
I would just reiterate what Mr. Smolin said. I think it's a very modest addition. I like that the care was taken to match the deep roof overhangs with the original house. It's in the rear. I think it adds appeal to the back of the house, even if you can see from a neighboring property. It gives it some depth to the house, some in and out, rather than just the bar of the ranch across the back. So I'm in favor of it. I think it's a nice project.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Sweeney?
I don't think it has any real impact on the historic aspect of the area. To the extent there was any historic impact, it was the building of the house itself in 1952. The addition is consistent with the character and style, and as pointed out, the area is a variety of architectural mixes. So this being in the back, it has no, in my view, no impact on the historic, and therefore is not objectionable by the commission.
Thank you.
Mr. Rooney?
I have really no comments. I think it's a nice addition.
Thanks.
Ms. Floyd?
Very nice addition, no comments.
Mr. Mixer?
No additional comments.
Mr. Smolin, any additional comments? I'll just say that I agree with my colleagues. I'm very supportive of the project, and I think it's a nice addition to the home. So thank you very much. I don't believe we have to vote on anything, right, because it's a referral. Is that correct? Okay. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so that will close the new business portion of the agenda. Next is the discussion item, the CLG grant updates. Do we have an update?
Yes, we have a brief update. So we're waiting for the contract to execute. Now that is currently happening as we're collecting signatures. now we can begin the process of looking for the consultant. So we're finalizing the RFP. It has to be approved by the State Historic Preservation Office. And then, just as a reminder, all work has to be completed by September 2025.
Terrific. Any comments? Okay. One more discussion topic. There was a question about the structural engineer for the garage on Carteret. Do we have any update on that?
We were waiting to hear back from Kathleen on the budget on how she
Okay.
wanted to proceed.
All right. We may want to do like an ad hoc on that. So when she returns, let's connect with Janice as well.
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay. Any further discussion topics? With that, and possibly in record time, I would make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.